Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of the Duo Group Iron Man. In the last video, I tried out the Moons of Peril and I completed it. I got it green logged at exactly 250 KC. But looking at the combat achievements, it looks like they are going to add some in the future to Moons of Peril, so I will have to come back here at some point. And on the topic of combat achievements, that's kind of what I want to start off this video by working on, because I want to work towards the master tier. I'm currently 406 points away. I'm not going to be like going for it this video, but I want to make some progress towards it. So I was taking a look through the different bosses in here, and the one that stood out to me was Commander Zilyana. I feel like I could pretty easily knock out some of these combat achievements, and my duo teammate Spookdog has been working towards max, so I was going to be doing this solo, which kind of works out because for the tasks, it says you have to do them in a privately rented instance, which means you have to do it solo anyways. Before we head over there, I'm going to go get some ecumenical keys from the wildy. I've currently got 0. I do have these shards, but I think it's cool to have a stack of those, so I'm going to go get some keys from the wildy first. Here's my gear setup, if you're curious what my 4 god items are. And that's it, the max cap of 5 EQ keys. Before I go in, I'll show you the collection log. I mean, I'm not going for drops here, I want to get the combat achievements done, but just in case I get something, currently 627 KC. Here's my gear / inventory. This first one I'm attempting is called Moving Collateral, which is to defeat Zilyana without attacking her. And the easiest way to do this, I would think, is by using chins. First thing I did was I switched the left click option on Zilyana to walk hair. And I had Starlight set to walk hair from before, so I switched Starlight's left click back to the default of attack. This way I can left click on a stack of those two, and I'll never click on Zilyana to attack her directly, because if I did that, then the combat achievement is failed. I got to the point where Starlight died, and I'm like, okay, I have plenty of supplies, so I brought the boss in front of another minion for a bit, and tanked a bit of damage, and got a bit more DPS in, until I realized that I was taking a bit too much damage, and I started cutting around the room again, and Starlight respawned very shortly after that. I end up only using 39 chins for this combat achievement. I brought 200 with me, but if you're doing this, maybe bring 100 to be safe, and that should be more than enough. Each time I attack Starlight, she kind of ends up a little bit further behind for a little bit, and you have to wait until she's next to the boss again to attack, otherwise the chin won't be doing the AoE damage to the boss. Overall, it was very easy, and that's Moving Collateral plus 5 combat achievement points. Next one, we're starting this clip off right in the middle of the action. I was trying to do the melee only kill combat achievement, but I was getting shredded and going through all my supplies, so I decided I'll save that for another trip that will be solely dedicated to doing that one. Instead, right here, we're doing Commander Showdown, which is to defeat the boss while all the minions are dead. Each of the 4 main God Wars bosses have this exact task to do, so I'll probably be going to the other ones in the future for those. Although they don't require you to be in the private instance, so I think me and Spookdog should be able to help each other with those, but since I was here anyways, I figured I may as well try it for Sara. I started off the fight by venoming each of the minions, and when you use a blowpipe with Serphelm, you have a 100% venom chance, so if you're using those, you don't have to wait to see the venom splat to make sure you got them. This way, all the minions will be losing health in tandem throughout the fight, so the plan is get the boss's HP low, focus on finishing off each of the minions as fast as possible as soon as I get the first one dead, then finish off the boss as fast as possible once the final minion is dead. And that's exactly what I did. I got this task done on the first try, Commander Showdown. It's a hard task, and that is plus 3 combat achievement points. Like I said, I'm going to save the melee kill for another trip by itself so I can bring a complete melee setup, but because I still had a bit of supplies left over, I wanted to try out some normal kills until I ran out. This account is the first time I've ever owned a T-bow, and when I think of someone getting a T-bow, the first thing that always comes to mind is Zilyana. I've always wanted to use a T-bow here, and this is the first time I've ever gotten this chance, so I was really excited. I did like 1500 kills at Sara on my UIM with ACB, because BOFA didn't exist back then, and it was pretty rough. And then on the GIM, me and Spookdog did our duo method where I used the BOF on the boss while she killed the minions, but it's been years since I've done solo Sara, or solo any God Wars actually. Well, besides for the League, but that doesn't count. And this was so cool, really getting to try out the power of the T-bow here. I also found these tile markers in the Tile Packs plugin for T-bow Sara, and this is supposed to be like really efficient for run energy because it allows you to walk as much as possible while still not getting attacked by the boss. This was my first time trying these tile markers, and I think it went pretty well for a first attempt. and by the time the boss was ready to spawn again, my run was already back up to full. And this may have been a slightly faster kill than normal, but either way, using these tile markers is definitely going to reduce the run drain. I would go do more Sara, but it's a bit past midnight right now, which means it's the perfect time to go do Wildy content. We have been one Void Waker piece away from completing the Void Waker for a while. Just need the piece from Spindle. Currently at 416 KC, and I'll spend the rest of the night until I go to bed trying to go for that. There's been a lot of PKers tonight, and a lot of people hopping worlds, just trying to find an open world for PVMing. I just had to teleport out from a PKer, but I was at 49 kills and the kill was almost done, so I want to just finish up 50 KC for tonight. Okay, there we go. That is KC 466. And yeah, there's nothing to show. Nothing interesting happened. But there's all the loot from tonight. Good morning. It is time for the melee only Sara kill. And if you're doing this, remember to turn off the recoil if you're using the Ring of Suffering, otherwise it won't count for the achievement. And you also can't use Venge either, but you can use the melee thrall if you want. I brought the Dragon Warhammer to lower defense, and thankfully the spec did hit once. I like to think that helped a lot with this. I got my max strength bonus gear on and Praying Mage, although the wiki recommends max tank gear like Justy and Ellie, but we don't have Justy. Plus, you know what they say, a good offense is the best defense, which, I mean, maybe doesn't apply in every situation, but it seems to have worked out for me here. The boss attacks at a 2-tick attack speed, while I attack at a 5-tick speed with the Fang. So ideally, you'd want to run back after each hit that you do so that you can trade 1-to-1 hits, instead of Zilyana getting 2.5 hits for each one of yours. This was way easier than the last time I tried. I only ended up having to eat a few sharks this time. Maybe it's because I'm better geared for melee, maybe because of the Warhammer spec hitting, or maybe because I didn't know to run back after each hit last time I tried. But that is the Elite Combat Task Reminisce plus 4 points. I've been working on stacking up Brimstone keys for a while. The stack is currently at 576, and I want to continue doing some Slayer today, so we're gonna continue on with my favorite skill in the game. I currently have a Sire task, 85 more to go, so we'll finish that up. Here's what the collection log looks like. Yay, unsired. Okay, we have a 1 in 25.6 chance of getting the pet. Another bludgeon piece. And here is the final Sire kill of the task, which also happens to coincide with 1700 KC. So that's where I'm at now, 1700 KC with 14 unsireds. They added America to the game. Love to see it. I think I'm so funny. And I just finished task number 1300, which is the bonus 500 Slayer points, which is very nice because I was running low. I went back to doing some Spindle tonight to try my luck and just reached the little milestone of 500 KC. Man, it's getting really late, so I have to go to bed after this kill. It's the last one for tonight. I only saw one PKer all night, so I actually did this whole thing in 2 trips. It was like 30 kills for the first trip and 40 kills for the second trip. 70 KC tonight, and look at this loot just from the second trip alone. But time kind of goes by a lot slower when you're doing stuff in the wildy, especially something like this, because you have to full focus the entire time. So even though it was only like 2.5 hours, it was a long night at the Long Night Factory, let me tell you. But I am gonna go to bed, and we got a game update coming too. There's a lot of changes this week. Let's look at the news post. They made a bunch of tweaks and quality of life stuff to pretty much everything in Varlamore. The Coliseum, Perilous Moons, Hunter Rumors, which means I'm gonna have to go back into my last video and edit/update a lot of things in there before that video gets released. I guess really the only thing I want to point out here is that they changed the Elite Clue step so that you only need 1 piece of Sunfire armor instead of the full set. Although there still seems to be a lot of backlash about the Sunfire armor and the difficulty to obtain it, so I have a feeling they're either going to buff the Sunfire set, or make it easier to get, or change the Elite Clue step altogether. We'll see what happens, but as of right now, I changed it from needing all 3 to only 1 piece. How do you light a gas lamp when gaslighting isn't real? That's interesting. So even though I finished my Slayer task, so because of that, the Venerable is not bouncing off to the other Dust Devils. But when you finish the Slayer task, you can still finish the Superior that you get from during the task. Hey, we just got a hit points virtual level of 117, which is 77 mil XP, which is also the highest skill on the account still, which I have to remind you of every time I get a hit points level. Okay, time to breathe. Wow, a jar of dirt. I'm at Kraken because still need tentacles for enhancing the trident. That is jar number 8. It's 1 out of 1K, by the way. When you say in your head 10 times to grab an item from the bank and then forget until you get to your destination, it's kind of like walking through a door. There's like a mental thing where if you walk through a door frame, you forget. It's like the same in OSRs. If you teleport, you forget what you were trying to do. Oh, no way, a whip from the superior. Wow. That was unexpected. Watermelons are just like beds. Wait, the XP you get from watermelons... Wait, the XP you get from farming watermelons is just like beds. Don't sleep on them. Wait. They're slept on. I figured it out. I figured out the key to a good punchline delivery. Look at that, the new Civitas Illifortis farming patch. And they got a compost bin here too. I guess the best way to get here would be using the Kate Cell teleport. Or you could use the Kate Cell from here with the Fortis teleport. Or with the Max Cape, you could teleport right here and it's not too far of a run. And once I rake these weeds, we will never ever see weeds in these patches again because of auto weed. I had corn planted here forever because I don't think there was a way to easily get sweet corn before. So I thought maybe I would need this someday for something, but now with Varlamore, they added sweet corn patches that grow in the wild. So I no longer have to have the sweet corn planted, and that is more watermelon seeds I can sleep on. Actually, I'm going to save these so I can make some elotes. More like government subsidized ethanol. Oh my gosh, 594 KC. That is Spindle greenlogged. Venenas and Spindle greenlogged at 594 KC. Sorry, Devious. Oh my gosh. 2 of the rings as well, 1 for each of us. So like kind of works out. Which also is the final piece for the Void Waker. The Void Waker, dude, we can make the Void Waker. No way, dude. What? 157 KC. Dude. 2 out of 3. Oh man. Okay, so we got the hilt from our show at 224 KC. The blade from Calverion at 157 KC. And now we got the gem from Spindle at 594 KC. And by the way, the gem is 1 in 912. So I did get lucky on all 3 of these. Wait, where am I going? Right over here. Madame Sicaro. So if you bring all 3 pieces to her, along with 500k GP, she'll make it into the Void Waker. I have these parts of a weapon. Do you think you could assemble it for me for 500k? Yes. Yo. So what is the Void Waker? It's mainly a slash weapon, although you can stab with it too. And I think it's mostly comparable to a whip. They're both 4-tick attack speeds, and if we compare them, the Void Waker has a slash bonus of 80, while the whip is plus 82. And then if we look at the strength bonus, it's again plus 80 versus plus 82. So the whip by itself is better than the Void Waker. But what really makes it so good is its special attack. It uses 50% spec, and it does guaranteed magic damage between 50 to 150% of your maximum melee hit. So guaranteed medium to high damage is really good because that means it's good for enemies in PVM that have high defense. So for example, if you're normally going to use Dragon Claws, a monster that has high defense, the Void Waker would do more damage on average than Claws because it's guaranteed, whereas the Claws might miss more often because of the high defense. There's a list of the places where this special attack is, well, according to the wiki, best in slot. There's a lot, and even it's like second best in slot for a lot of other places. And I think when I go back to TOA, that means I don't have to use the Tent Whip anymore. I brought the Tent Whip solely for the core at Warden, but the Void Waker, I think it's gonna be like slightly less damage, but it shouldn't make a difference if I want to do a 3 down. And that means I won't have to use charges on this Tent Whip anymore for TOA. Oh man, that is like such a crazy way to end off the day today, completing the Void Waker. Okay, I guess it's about bedtime for me. Probably just gonna do a birdhouse run, maybe do a little bit of editing before bed, but Ah, that's such a great way to end the day, man. Oh yeah, and here's the loot from today, if you're curious. This was about 2 hours that I did tonight, 58 KC. Or actually, at this point, we may as well look at the total loot that I got from Spindle. So 594 Spindle KC. The Voidwaker gem itself is about 45 mil, so if you take that out of the equation, it's about just over 30 mil of loot. This is funny. Remember yesterday I said that they would probably change something to do with the Sunfire Fanatic armor? Literally, the very next day, I just woke up today, they released another news post, or they tweaked some more things with Varlamore. We're going to make it so that both the Sunfire armor pieces and Echo Crystals can be obtained from completing Wave 3 onwards. And you'll hit the unique loot table more often with a higher chance given to the Sunfire armor pieces. I feel like, after you've been playing RuneScape long enough, Jagex becomes very predictable. Ooh, a Dragon Spear. That's fun. I think it's my first time doing Slayer since the Clue Scroll update, where they make Clue Scrolls last on the ground for 1 hour now. And I'm now coming to the realization after this task, because like whenever you get a clue now, you just drop it in the middle of the task. And I'm now realizing that this is going to cut a lot into my Slayer time of collecting Brimstone Keys. I can only pick up one at a time though, so I have to pick up a clue, go do it, come back here, pick up another, go do that, and come back here again, and so on. And this spot's kind of a little bit out of the way, but it's fine. It's worth it to be able to do a bunch of clues. There we go. I like how this looks. Looks very clean having them in a row like that. Holy crap. I don't know what's going on with this account. I checked out the stats. 178 million Hunter XP. I don't know if that's like an AI bot that's responding or what, but that is a very impressive account. And of course, we have to test out the Voidwaker, and I want to see what the max hit is going to be on the combat dummy. So I use the Dragon Battle Axe to boost my strength up. Let's see, hitting by itself, 42, with Piety, 50. Now let's use the spec, 63, and then does Piety affect the spec? Probably, right? 75. This thing is sick. We're gonna head back into Varlamore and complete some of the stuff that is like the one-time completable stuff. Or in this case, I wanna build the Quetzal teleports. Oh yeah, they switched these birds, by the way. It was not originally like this. So now the Varrock bird is over here, and this one is the traveling around Varlamore bird. So the thing I want to do is build the landing sites. I built one of them already, but there's 3 more to build. We got this one right here, which is by the Colosseum. This next one is kind of by the Sunlight Antelope, so maybe I should have built that one before I did the 300 Hunter rumors. But it wasn't too bad because previously I was running from the Fairy Ring, so it's a little bit closer. Not too much of a difference though. And the last one, this one is by the Sand Crabs. I don't know what else you'd want to use this one for, because at the moment there's not really anything else to do around here. And that's it. So if we open up the travel map, we can teleport to all the current destinations until Varlamore Part 2. Then there's probably going to be more, I would guess. When Varlamore came out and they added the Fortis teleport, they did not expand the Nexus until I think it was like 2 weeks later, because before you could only have up to 30 in here, and now you can have up to 31. Although I still haven't even built the Merim teleport. I've been too lazy to get the bananas, even though it really won't take that long. So I could have added this before, actually, even without them expanding it. But let's go ahead and do that now. It's going to be 2k Law Runes, 1k Fire, 1k Earth. Yeah, I think I could afford that. Okay, let's add that in. Save. Oh yeah, it says confirmation right here. Confirm. And now if we take a look at the teleport menu, we got the Fortis teleport. I was looking at the music tracks. I have 2 more music tracks left to go until the music cape. There's this one, which is from the Fortis Coliseum, and then this one is from the Easter event. So let's go to the Fortis Coliseum using the landing site that we just built. I'm not actually going to try the Coliseum right now. Hopefully we just walk in there, get the music track, and walk out. We're all geared up for the Coliseum. Let's enter. Oh, I think we might actually have to start a wave, so can I do that, then teleport out? Go. Where's my music track? Oh, there we go. Okay, don't kill me. Wave 1 is very scary. Are you not entertained? Which is a reference to the movie Gladiator, if you didn't know, but you probably knew that. Fine, quit begging. I'll go buy bananas and we'll get the Nexus completely filled out. There's a shopkeeper right here who sells bananas. 1,000 in stock. I still have the left click set to buy from the League. Yeah, they're pretty much free. And then within clicking distance, I'm going to highlight this. There's the bank chest and the banker. So you could click back and forth, and that's how I'm going to be buying the 1,000 bananas. To have as little clicks as possible, you can play in resizable, which I mean most of you probably do anyways, but when you play in resizable, you can click to walk out of an interface, but when you're in fixed mode, you have to actually close that. You have to like escape or click X out of the interface and then like an angle. Probably find a camera angle so I can not have to move it. And these bananas are getting expensive as the shop is getting sold out. 12 GP. This is highway robbery. Wait, redo. 12 GP. That's bananas. And it's time for the final bananas. Completely sold out. Oh, still 12 GP. This is the cost of building the teleport. Hey, I spent a max of 12k GP on the bananas, and they're worth 89k on the GE. So if you're really desperate, don't do that. Okay, let's build the final teleport in the Nexus. And now we got everything in here. The Miram teleport takes you up here, which is a bit closer for some clue steps. There's like a clue step here, another one over here. Previously I was taking the fairy ring and I'd go down there. So this would be a little bit closer, a little bit faster than doing that. Right now I cannot equip the music cape, but once I run over here, wait, that's the last one, right? 768. Oh, we need all quests. Untrim. Okay, we have to do the quest too. The ribboning tail. But right now we're gonna do the Easter event.
They put my parents in the game.
Good one. Bruh, who designed this island? It's like an egg for Easter, right? But then look what they put inside the egg, bro. What is that? Yay, another Easter completed. What can we do here? Preach. I'm about to start calling you Curious George.
I'm not responding to that.
You know, the man in the yellow hat?
Oh yeah.
There are a lot of excellent puns in this quest, or event. Thank you, those will look great in my collection. Well, thanks for the raids. It was fun, we should do it again sometime.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, I'm gonna eat dinner. This brimstone key that I just got from this trip, check this out. Stack is now up to 600. Probably get like 1 to 2 keys per hour, so every 100 key milestone takes like 50 to 100 hours. This was originally going to be my last Slayer task. We were going to do the quest and then end the video, but now we're going to have to delay that by like an hour because I just got all these clues from this task. Now, I'm not saying whether or not stackable clues should be in the game, but this feels like we have stackable clues. After having gone through this process of doing stacks of 5 a couple times now, this feels like we have stackable clues. Before we head off to get the quest cape, I wanted to show that the Slayer XP I gained in this video was about 450k, and the stack of brimstone keys is up to 604. Yay, we did it. Yeah, this is one definitely not worth skipping the dialogue for. If you're gonna read any quest dialogue in the game, this is the one.
Yeah.
Cool, so we got the quest capes, that's awesome.